Hello and welcome to my unwrapping and first look at the April edition of the White Dwarf magazine, issue number 463. As you can see, it's already unwrapped. For some reason, the camera just did not pick up the audio for the first look. And what's even worse than that is it didn't pick up the audio for the Lumineth Battle Tome difference video, and that was a 30-minute video, so I am completely crushed about that. When it does, it is soul destroying, so you could make my day a whole lot better by liking the video, subscribing and using that Element Games affiliate link. That will really, it recorded the video, so I'm going to put the video at least of me unwrapping it over me talking about the magazine right now. So as you can see, you get this cover with the subscription. Thank you for all of your support through the last White Dwarf video. That did pretty well. I know I haven't covered White Dwarf magazines on the channel for well over a year, so I was guessing there'd be quite a few of you that were looking forward to the return of me covering these magazines, and now I have with the subscription. There's a difference between this cover and the store cover. I actually do prefer the store cover, to be fair. It's the same as the artwork on the new Lumineth Battle Tome. It's this Blade Lord, whereas the subscription has the Seraphon, and that's what you get with the subscription. You get a wraparound bit of artwork, and you get the White Dwarf. I say early, I think it's due for this weekend, so that's the 17th of April. Let's have a look at this again. One of these will set you back £5.99 as always, and I think the subscription's like £60 for the whole year. The paper, like I said in the last one, is still this really cheap thin paper. It's the cheapest thinnest paper I've ever experienced from a White Dwarf. Maybe they will change that. You know, I think there's a lot more focus on the Warhammer community website more than there ever has been, rather than White Dwarf. And these White Dwarfs, in particular this one, seems like it's jam-packed full of lore and short stories. You know, there is a bit of a paint guide and things in here, but let's go through it. This is the contents. These are the two cover arts, the Seraphon or the Lumineth one. You've got an article about Forge World Metallica. You've got 40k Flashpoint in the Charadon War. You've got the Tale of Four Warlords, the Age of Sigmar Flashpoint, and then War of the God Machines. Really nice article about Adeptus Titanicus, and if you're about to start Adeptus Titanicus this weekend to coincide with the imminent release of the largest Adeptus Titanicus Titan they're about to release, the War Master, then this will certainly whet your appetite and give you a fair bit of eye candy for the upcoming sort of release of the Maniple and the War Master Titan itself. Here is the contact article, some of the readers' models. Lovely wings there, lovely. And nice conversion corner. Worlds of Warhammer. So they go through a load of different units and word descriptions. Warhammer 40k, Forge World Metallica. Go through a lovely paint guide there, obviously of the plasma, and the colours themselves. Some conversions with the Orc Looted Scorpius, and a discontinued Forge World tank, unfortunately, the Macro Carried Explorator. Before we had the Scorpius tank, this is sort of the transport that we had. Now we've either got the Scorpius or the Terax assault drill. They're the hoplites. There is an unboxing and review of those coming up next week, at the start of next week, to coincide with, I say Titan Week, not really Titan Week, but you've got the Flashpoint Caradron Warzone. some short stories. The Great Drowning. And some Theatres of War. Echoes from the Warp. And Faith Under Fire. Some lovely Sisters of Battle, Adeptus Sororitas dioramas look. This one's running, that's quite cool. And they found a sister in a heroic pose. I like the camo on the Phobos Primaris. And then Age of Sigmar, the Tome Celestial, Flashpoint in the Broken Realms. So a bit of a backstory behind these. So yeah, as you can see, plenty of lore and backstory behind these. And then War for Tepok's Eye. Now in the first video I did of this, I did perforate this. I will put it up in the corner or something because although you won't experience the sound of me pulling apart perforated card, which is a lovely sound, you can at least experience it visually. But yeah, came apart quite well. I think I mentioned that it would have been better to have Kazarkos there and then, you know, the rules and things below, but I understand that you're meant to cut these out and just have it as a card, but it kind of sucks that you have to keep flipping it over. I'd rather it all be on one page, but hey, it's free and gives you new rules for these two models if you wanted to use them as these. You've got a couple of battle plans: Jungles of Death, Storming the Peaks, Blinding the Eye and Devastation, and then some more kind of war scroll for the battle. Fair amount of rules in here if you wanted to do this. It's pretty cool. Tale of Four Warlords. So you've got some Lumineth, got some Slaves to Darkness, got some Order of Mordor. You've got some Cities of Sigmar, and you've got some Head Knights of Slanesh. Glory points for Warhammer Underworld's Diachasm. Path to Victory. And then there's quite a few pages that they go through with all the cards and things. It's like 10 pages in total. And then Non-Metallic Metals. This is a very useful guide, specifically focusing on Lionel Johnson there and his sword, but also a look at Magnus and Sanguinius' non-metallic armours. Then this amazing article. So this definitely whet your appetite for Adeptus Titanicus. If you've purchased the Maniple, it'll give you some inspiration for colour schemes and weapon loadouts. I particularly like the all Gatling Blaster Warlord there, looks amazing. I also very much like that he's swapped the Reaver weapons around for the Nemesis to give this one dual volcano cannons. I like the Warhounds, but they don't have any of the Ursus Claws or Shock Lances. The Reavers are cool because I like the missile launcher and the Vulcan Megabolter, and the Knightly House. That's pretty cool with 15 of them. Then you've got the other Legio. And some more. And hangers on scenarios for Necromunda. A Mercy Mission, a Dome Rush, and then Target Practice. I'm sure it's meant to say practice. The Liber Xenologist, so a look at you know, a few pages of the look at this book, which I would just type into YouTube because it's a fantastic book. I think it was about £40 or so, by Darius Hinks. There's a lot of lovely beautiful artwork in here for many of the Xenos races, things that you're familiar with, things that you're not in the 40k universe. And yeah, they share a bit of the artwork in this White Dwarf. There's the Catachan Devil. And yes, that is a Lehman Russ turret. Yeah, fantastic bit of artwork. And then modelling Bilbo's trolls. I think in my first run through this White Dwarf, I mentioned about the gap there, which could have easily been avoided with some Tamiya or some liquid green stuff, especially as you spend so much time putting all the sand and bases and things, because it is then prevalent on the paint. But there we go. I'm no hobby expert, of course. Protect with Honour, a little story for the Caradron fleet, written by David Geimer. He's synonymous with some of the 40k novels, so fair number of pages. I think there's like 10 pages. Good, decent story here, with some interaction with characters. And inside the studio, what's been going on there. And look at the next issue will be The Fallen on the 21st of May. So we're a long way off May, but I think things will slowly be getting back to normal. 144 pages as usual, £6. There's a decent article about Adeptus Titanicus, there's some metallic paint guides, there's a fair bit about Dichasm, there's Tale of Four Warlords obviously, there's a huge amount for Age of Sigmar there, with that like campaign article. It must be, it's the majority of the book I think, it's almost 30 pages that. A chunky article about Caradron and some Metallica paint guides, and that is about it for this month's White Dwarf. What do you guys think? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down below as always. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor protects.